Rescue workers in Bangladesh are currently searching for survivors in the rubble of an 8-story building that collapsed. Officials say that at least 160 people were killed and more than 1,000 remained injured on Wednesday. Well, they say that the death toll could increase further as police currently estimate it's unclear just how many people remain trapped in those ruins. The commercial building was on the outskirts of the Bangladeshi capital, Dhaka. It housed several garment factories, a bank and a shopping mall. Let's get the latest on the building's collapse. We can go over to David Bergman, who's a journalist at Bangladesh's main newspaper, which is New Age. He joins us now live on the telephone from Dhaka. Good to have you on the show, David. Bring us up to date with the latest.
The numbers have reached 170, 180 dead so far. It is quite possible that numbers could increase quite substantially beyond that number. The Association of Garment Facturers estimate there may have been as many as 3,000 workers at the building on that day. It's unclear exactly how many were. There's 1,400 have been accounted for, but does leave many hundreds that remain possibly under the rubble, either surviving or maybe dead.
The owners of this building, and indeed a number of the businesses that worked in the floors below, let's say, the second or fifth floor, so somewhere between the two, had already started to notice cracks appearing, and in fact some of them decided to evacuate 2 days ago.
That's right. The day before the actual building collapsed, there was two cracks were noticed in one of the pillars of the building, and after some discussion with an engineer, it was decided that the workers should be asked to go home, and they did that afternoon. And the following day, the workers then arrived. They were then informed that another engineer had said that the building was actually safe and that they could go into the buildings and continue their work. And although many of the workers were reluctant, apparently, or so they are saying, they were threatened with potential loss of their jobs if they didn't continue their work that day. So they did enter the building at 8 o'clock in the morning, and an hour later, very sadly, the building did then collapse.
David, obviously the textile industry is key to Bangladesh's economy. It's actually the second largest textile industry in the world, and yet again what we're seeing is a disaster, either a fire or a building collapsing. Obviously many people inside that building were working for garment factories. Something must be done at this point.
That's right. Well, the building housed 5 different companies, some of which were producing directly for foreign buyers. And were, for example, in shops including Primark. In November last year, there was a big fire which caused the deaths of over 100 women, mostly women workers. In fact, in this particular instance, the deaths are almost certainly likely to be a vast majority to be women as well. There is an unfortunate situation in Bangladesh where, although the general standard of factories is improving, there are every so often, quite regularly, unfortunately, these massive major incidents that does bring into question the kind of regulation that's taking place in Bangladesh that does put into jeopardy worker safety. And you do have these incidents taking place quite regularly at the moment.
OK, David Bergman there, journalist at Bangladesh's national newspaper New Age. Thank you very much for that, bringing us the latest there from the Bangladeshi capital, Dhaka, on the telephone.